Peace, viewers and subscribers. This evening I'm going to do a video, on adding a heatsink to a NVMe or an NGFF drive. So to keep the storage cool so that we don't have to worry about the storage overheating. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the camera sideways here so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, right there. Okay. Okay, so first of all, let's see here. Okay. So first of all, you need to take the drive out, the USB reader, just for formatting purposes and such. So there's 4 terabyte right there. And that's a NGFF. And now here's our heatsink that we're going to be putting on today. Right there. It's got some neon green, gray, and kind of like a purplish blue color. And comes with a screwdriver and screws to attach it. So let's open it up. So there it is there. When I probably take off the clear, you'll probably be able to see the colors better. Okay. So comes with the base. The base. Right there. Comes with one sticky pad for the bottom. Comes for another sticky pad for the top. And there's the heatsink. There's the back view. There's the front view. Let's see, can I get a better look at the color? There we go. Okay. Try to get a better color. Let me see. Hey Google, light to 100%. Well, they are on 100%, so we're fine then. It's the best I'm going to get then. So let me see if I can reflect the light properly so that you can see it better. I think we can here. There we go. Right there. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is, first of all, what we got to do is we got to take both of our pads out. Look, one looks thicker than the other. I guess I'll use the thin one on the bottom. Okay. So what we do is we peel off the backing tape. There it is. There's backing tape on both sides. Yes, there is. Okay. So we pull that off there. So now we take our heatsink, our bottom of our heatsink, and we're going to put this pad right in here. Right there. Okay. So that's stuck, as you can see. Stuck that. Okay. Now what we do is we clear off the other sticky. Okay. Any specific way for these? No, there is not. So then we take our solid state. We want the back touching the base. We don't want the front touching the bottom. We want this way. Because if you don't put it that way, the heatsink is going to be on the wrong way, and then you're going to run into problems and you'll have to try to pry it off. So now what we do now is just double check this heat spreader. Yep, perfect. we're going to do is we got to make sure that we put this base on properly, because if not, we're going to run into another problem. So what I think I'm going to do before I stick that to the bottom, I'm going to take this heatsink and attach it first before we jump to conclusions, before we're going to put the bottom on, because this has to line up properly with the screws, and if we get it in the wrong spot, you may have it too far to the back, or you may have it too far to the front, and you won't be able to get it in the slot, or you won't be able to get the screw in. So let's take this off. Okay, we took that off. Then we're going to take the blue pad that I peeled off the double stick, and we're going to put this on the back. And don't stick it down right away. Try to get it where you want it, then go to town with it, and then start pressing it down. So you want to do that. That's the front of the heatsink. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, and then see the card here, the NGFF, right there. You're going to take this heatsink, and we're going to put it like this, so that, see this here, it clears. That heatsink is not going to interfere there, and it's not going to interfere with the screw right here. So that's basically where you want to put it. So then I'll peel off the other clear strip. Decides to come off for us. There we go, perfect. And we'll peel that off. So then I'll show you while I'm doing it. Now the other thing is you got to decide which way you're going to put this on. The blue at the bottom, or the green, or the gray at the top. Because if you do that, you'll have to decide on how you're going to do, how your case is going to work, or how you're setting up your case, how you're adding accents to your case and everything. And you don't want to put one gray up top and one gray at the bottom. Well, you may want to, and you know, have a little bit of change there. But I like to go like together with them the same, you know, the same way on the NGFF. Okay. Okay. Well, you want to use the thicker tape for on the NVMe, or the NGFF, because there's chipsets and everything on there on the board, and if you use the thicker one, it's going to have more surface to stick to. If you use the thin layer, you're not going to have much of a surface to stick to, and then you're going to run into a problem. The back of them are flat anyway, so it's really not going to have any effect on it. So now you want to make sure you put the stick in the middle of the heat spreader, because if not, if it's off to one side or if it's off to the other side, you're going to run into problems. So now what we're going to do now is we got to see these little screw holes. There's one here, and you can see it right there and right there. So what we got to do is we got to line them up with the screw heads before we stick it, because if we push it down too far, then we're going to have a problem with the screws. Okay, and we line up the opposite side, the two holes. So that's what it looks like, and there's the side there, there's where it matches up the screws there. So now, before you don't put the screws in all the way when you're screwing it down, because if you do, what's going to happen is you may have a problem with the alignment. So you always want to put all four screws in first, Then once you put the 4 screws in, then tighten them down securely. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take out our screws and our screwdriver. Now you want to be careful taking the screwdriver and the screws out of the packaging because they are very easy to lose. They're really small screws, so you want to avoid doing that. So that's done. Now let's take our heatsink, and then we're going to take these little screws here, and we're going to put them in the side holes. Now it does come with a screwdriver, but I'm going to use my own screwdriver. I just prefer my blue screwdriver over the low grade black screwdriver, like this one right here. I just find this one works better. Alright, so then we're going to take our heat spreader, and then we're going to put that screw in. So a little tip too, when you're doing a lot of electronics and stuff like that, you can buy some magnetic screwdrivers so that you don't basically have to worry about losing screws or dropping the screws when you're putting it in. See, I didn't put it in all the way, so that's one in. Then we're going to take the other screw and we're going to do the same thing. Okay. So there's the other one in there. Okay, now we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the other 2 screws. Ooh. Whew. Close one. Almost lost a screw. I don't have any spares. Gonna have to start getting some of these extra screws for stuff like this. Okay, there's the 3rd one. Now we're going to do the 4th one. The only thing I find about these, I got small hands, but you got big hands, it would make things a lot more difficult, I'll tell you that. There we go. Okay. So we got all 4 in. Now once we got all 4 screws in, now we're going to push the drive into the tape. Pushing it in. Okay, it's all pushed into the tape. Now let's take our screwdriver and let's drive the rest of these in. That's 1, that's 2, and this is 3, and this is 4. Now a little tip I never did in this video, I normally do it. What I'll do is I'll take a little dab of petroleum jelly, like Vaseline, and just add it on the tip, and then you put your screw on it and the screw will not fall off. Now the only thing is you may get a little bit of that Vaseline over stuff. Just be careful when you're doing that. You'll have to clean it off if you do get it all over the place, which then makes things a lot more messier. But that is a little tip that you can do if you have a spot that you can't get the screw in, or you can't get your hand in and you're in a real tight situation. If you don't have a magnetic screwdriver, that does work. Now, if I was you, if you were using your Vaseline for normal day use, I'd put the Vaseline on some toilet paper or something, and then just dip your screwdriver in the Vaseline on the paper towel or Kleenex or a wipe or whatever you're going to use for that. Or you could choose a solid surface or something that you can put it on as well, like a dab of it. You can do that too as well. So that's everything now that's with the heatsink put on. And that will be my 4 TB. They ended up giving me the wrong kind. I ordered NVMe, but I got NGFF, and these will not work in my mining rig or my PC. The card I have only supports NVMe, doesn't support the NGFF, so it doesn't support both protocols. So that will not work. So what I'm going to do with these ones is I'm going to buy a external storage that you can plug 2 of these into, and then I'm going to basically use that. But I do have this here as well. Now I just discovered something, Houston. So this won't go into the card reader because the heatsink is too far away from the plastic, see? So we'll be going a different route with this one, I guess. No big deal. Basically, that is basically how you would put them on. I can buy another one of these that has a shorter one so that the heatsink doesn't interfere with it. No big deal. You know, it would have been nice if I had been thinking of that. I didn't think of that at the moment. And these do work very well. I do sell these. I will post a link in my comments, so if you're interested in buying one of these, this supports NVMe and it supports NGFF. It supports both protocols, so you can basically use it for both kind of storage. So that is everything. That's what it looks like. Right there. Let me see. Can I get out of the way? Okay, let's see. Kind of want to show the color. There we go. Like, if you like that, there's an animated show that you watch. I can't remember the name of it. I've watched it myself. It kind of matches these colors of the system. If you're building a system like that, it's like a Gundam show. I can't remember the name of it. But this would match very well with that look. That's if your heatsink is going to be visible. So anyway, that is everything there. So everything is done. So basically, in the future, I will be getting some adapters so that I can put this in the computer later on down the road. And that's basically everything this evening. And I do like the support. Thank you for all the support subscribers, and thank you. And do tell your friends, get them to subscribe today. Hit like and comment at the bottom. If you like this video, I can do some more items like this, just to show you how to do it before putting it in your system. I'd be more than glad to show you how to do some of these things. And you have yourself a great evening, and see you on the flip side. And stay cool.